Hello guys, welcome to Solving Solutions. So on today's tutorial we are going to look at multi-ring buffer and QGIS. So we have a road data here, or let's say a road layer here, and then we want to perform multiple buffers around this our road, right? Good. And then at the end of the day we are also going to merge the multi-buffer into a single vector data. So the first thing, we come to vector, and then we go to the geoprocessing tools, and then we select buffer. Now for us to use the multi-ring buffer, we are going to run as a bash process. Then we are now going to specify as many rows as the multi-buffer we want to generate, right? Good. So if you want to generate maybe 5, 6, 10, depending on the number of multi-ring buffers you want to generate, that will determine the number of rows that you are going to populate here or going to add. So let's say we are doing just 3, so we add 2 more just to complete what the 3. Then this is where we have to pay attention, the distance. So let's say the first one is 100. Then if you are going at a regular interval, the second one will be maybe 200. And then if you don't want to go at a regular interval, you can now make this about 350 depending on what you want, right? Good. Then we are going to leave the segment as default as it is, the end cap style, the join style, the meter limit, and then when we come to the dissolve result, we are going to select yes, right? Good. And then we fill down, click on the autofill option, and then you fill down. You can actually check when you have left the dissolve unit, the dissolve results to be null to compare the results, right? Then the next is for the output, which is for the buffered. So we click on browse. Okay, so let's have a shapefile, and then let's have multi-ring buffer underscore. So this will serve as a prefix for what is coming next. So let's click on save. Now under the autofill settings, we are going to say fill with parameter values, and then the parameter values we want to use this time around is what? The distance, right? Good. So when we click on OK, we are now going to see that we have multi-ring buffer for 100, which is 100 meters, multi-ring buffer for 200, which is what? 200 meters, as the case may be, down to the end of your data, right? Good. So having done that, we can now click on run. Okay, because we did not check load layers on completion, it did not come up. So we are going to add our layer manually. So we come to layer, add vector layer, and then we browse. Good. So we have navigated to the folder of choice, multi-ring SHP, and then let's sieve it to Esri shape files, and then you can see the 3. So 100, 200, and 350. We open that, add, and then we close. So we have what? The 3 buffer we have carried out. Okay, so let's move this to the top, and then let's move the 100 right below the road, and then we move the 350 down so that we can see the categories, right? Then we can just decide to, so that it can be a bit legible. So when you zoom in, you are going to see what? The different buffer regions. The innermost is 100, followed by 200, then the outermost is what? 350. So as we said, we are also going to merge. So we come to the data management tools under vector, and then we click on merge vector layers. So under the input layers, okay, let's just select all and then deselect this. So we have selected the 3 buffer regions, or yeah, the 3 buffer regions that we have. So we click on OK. The destination, we are still going with the projected, because your data needs to be in a projected system so that the buffer distances can work very well. And then for the merged, let's save to file. Good. Okay, so let's call this multi-ring buffer merged. Then we click on run, and then we close that. Let's still take this back to the top, and then okay, let's zoom this to layer. Now how do you confirm the different buffer distances inside of this your merged? So you open up the attribute table, and then there is a field called the layer, and then this layer field contains the different buffer distances. So you can still go ahead to work on the symbology. Double click or you right click and go to properties, and then you select symbology. Then instead of using single symbol, you categorize it, and then the value to use will be that field that distinguishes them, which is what, the layer. And then we classify. This is actually not needed, we take that away. So we now have our 100, 200 and 350. So we click on apply and OK. So if we decide to take out each of them one after the other, we are going to see what the different layers as the different buffer regions as we had them done earlier. Right, good. So we have shown you how to carry out multi-ring buffer on QGIS, and also how to merge your results together. So we are going to see you on the subsequent one. Until then, keep staying safe and have a fantastic time. Bye.